Hey, Cheeks, are you over there? Cheeks? Are you in your box, Cheeks? Cheeks? Are you there?
Speaking of spooky and terrifying things, it's Offlane Gaming, Episode 3. Hi, my name is...
Why are you in my box? What's going on here? Why are you in my box? This is my box. I don't want you in my box. Can you get out of my box?
Well, I didn't want to bring it up, but that, we've been doing some Let's Play content for the YouTube channel, right?
Right, yeah.
And I did that PT playthrough.
Okay, what's that have to do with my box being occupied by you right now?
Well, it was really freaky. Didn't care for it.
Okay.
I don't know why you made me do that. I didn't like it.
This isn't gonna work. I need you to get out of my box. This just isn't gonna. It's not gonna fly.
But doesn't it feel safer in here?
No, I feel unsafe. I feel uncomfortable. You have a box. I want you to get into your box.
Why don't we just try this from here for this first segment?
No. Cheeks, if we're gonna do the show, you gotta get in your box. This isn't gonna work.
Okay, but if anything freaky happens, then can I come back?
Well, no, you can go in the far box if you want, but that's it. You can go in the Offlane Gaming box with the videos.
That one's even further away, though.
You're just gonna have to learn to cope. Get out of my box. Come on. We have two boxes for a reason. This isn't gonna work.
Let's just...
No, what part of get out of my box are you not understanding?
All right.
All right, is that better now? I think that's better now.
I don't know. It's kind of creepy, kind of lonesome. But I guess you're still pretty close, right?
It's like right. You're in the desert. It should be fine. Can we start the show? People didn't want to see you just freaking out about some game you played a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Let's talk about what we're doing.
All right. Anyway, welcome. This is episode 3 of Offlane Gaming. I'm Cheeks here with my fellow kind of mean co-host Yadneb. And this is an occasional podcast about gaming's present, future, and past. And boy, do we have a lineup for you. But first, let's see. Did you want your copy of MKX back?
You still have that copy of
Yeah,
MKX?
I still have it.
I thought
it's like right over here.
Okay. Can you
so
pass it to me,
I have
please?
it here. And
okay.
so I'm going to pass it over to
fine.
you. Okay, here we go.
That would be great if you could give it to me.
Is that working for you? Do you have it? Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just make sure you cracked the disc, Cheeks.
I go large. What can I say?
Well, last time I loaned a game to you.
Well, yeah, seriously. Go big or go home.
All right. So what are we talking about today?
Well, let's live in the now. Let's live in the present. And let's talk a little bit about Wolfenstein: The Old Blood.
Okay. So we're going to talk about that. So you just passed me a physical box of a game that you happened to break.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice thing about, I think, every game we're going to talk about this episode is they're all digital games. I think every single game is a downloadable only or downloadable primarily game, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. It's a part of what's hip with consoles.
Okay. So Wolfenstein.
Is it Wolfenstein? I think it's Wolfenstein.
I think it's Wolfenstein.
It is Wolfenstein. I've taken like 4 years of German.
Did you take German?
Yes,
okay.
in high school and college. And I still don't remember anything, but I do remember that the E before the I makes an I sound. Now,
I appreciate your expertise.
If it was I before E, it would make the E sound. So it's not Wolfenstein, it's Wolfenstein.
So Wolfenstein. That's good to know. Good to clarify. I have German ancestors, and they apparently didn't prepare me for this segment.
Apparently not.
But so I've been playing that. Did you play the game that came out, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, the full retail game for Wolfenstein?
No, not at all.
You didn't? Okay.
No.
Have you played the original games?
Yeah, I remember getting what was it? It was Spear of Destiny?
Okay, yeah. I think
long ago, that was like one of the first-person shooters I can recall.
That was one of them. Yep,
yeah,
for sure. So we're returning now. Well, this isn't Return to Castle Wolfenstein, but this is another Wolfenstein game, and this is essentially a standalone expansion to the game that came out. And the game that came out not too long ago got just rave reviews, really, really positive reviews. I played it. It was very fun. It was a single player only first person shooter, which is a real rarity today. And you could tell that they were focused on that. But it had a little bit of a heart to it. It was a little odd with the tonal shifts. I mean, there's heart to it, but it was also goofy Nazis and mechanical robots and stuff like that. And this one, it kind of is a prequel in a way to the game that came out recently. And it's been fun so far. I'm almost have finished it. So it's not a long game. Although I would say the length of the standalone is probably the length of a lot of the first-person shooters that come out these days because they're so multiplayer-focused.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But yeah, I mean, it's Nazi-killing fun. That's kind of what it is.
So Nazis.
You're killing Nazis.
See, to me, that seems like, first of all, the linear, antiquated sort of first-person shooter thing seems really 2007 to me. You know, like the first-person shooter story thing. It reminds me of like BioShock, and it's now...
That's a bad thing. Huh?
It's a long time later. It's a good 8 years later, and it's still a thing. And then now you talk about shooting Nazis, which seems even more antiquated. Because, like I said, I remember getting the Spear of Destiny, Wolfenstein: The Spear of Destiny, back in the '90s, and facing down with Mecha Hitler. Yeah. How do they keep it fresh?
Well, I think they're definitely playing on the retro appeal here. I think that's part of the thing that they're trying to do. But I think the gameplay mechanics, especially in the full retail game, were really well done for the most part. I will say for the expansion, I got really frustrated in about the first hour or so because they had a really long stealth section. And I'm not a big stealth fan if it's in a first-person shooter. I don't know if I love that. And there was just a section that just seemed like it just went on for far too long with this. But the combat feels good. There's a little bit of heart to the story, which is good. I think.
So what do you mean by heart to the story, though? I mean, what are we talking about? What are we getting at with this term, heart to the story?
Yeah, I don't want to get into spoilers, but the original game just had had characters that had a little bit more depth to them. Like when I'm playing Call of Duty, a lot of times I can't even keep track of who character A and character B are, and frankly, it probably doesn't matter. But this seems like there was actually somebody who thought, let's design a character and give them a backstory, that kind of thing. And there's a little bit of that in this game as well. There's also the game about maybe 2/3 of the way through. The Nazis love the occult. They love dealing with the supernatural, and so
that's always the funnest fantasy anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So there's kind of a shift there in the gameplay related to that. And again, I don't want to get into spoilers, but it's just it's fun. It maybe has a little bit of an Inglourious Bastards feel to it. Obviously not up to Tarantino's storytelling standards necessarily, but I think in terms of the tone there, it's just kind of villains chewing scenery type of thing.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's a lot of positives to it. So I think for the price that they're offering it seems like a pretty good value. I think if I was going to buy one of the two games, I would buy the retail game and just wait for that for a price drop. But this is a fun little supplement to that. And I've almost beaten the game, so I'm assuming I'm on the last boss now. So it's not a long game, but I think it's a fun kind of diversion.
Now, if I'm kind of interested in checking out the New Order, would you recommend playing this first since it is a prequel? Do you think it would make
I don't think that. No, I don't think that matters.
Do you think it benefits from playing? Let's say I don't want to shell out the full amount of money, because let's face it, we're not rich dudes.
No,
by any stretch of the imagination, we're not getting free copies of games from publishers or anything like that.
We're not. So get on it, publishers. Get on it.
That's fine, publishers. We'll be fine. So
we'll survive.
I think, it's like I was thinking about picking this up as sort of a little test to see if I'd be interested in the New Order. And I'm just wondering if it would benefit. Do you feel like you've gotten more from the story with the Old Blood?
I think you can play them
after.
Either. Yeah, I think you can play them in either order. I don't think that you're going to have... I think this is, like a low barrier to entry type of thing, and you can figure out if this is going to be your type of game or not. I don't think you're going to necessarily ruin the experience by playing them in any particular order.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. Again, or is everybody going to like it? Probably not. But to me, it was a fun throwback to the old retro first-person shooters when they first came out, where it's pretty linear for the most part, but just solid shooting mechanics.
Does it feel pretty fast? Is like the action really sort of...
I think so. Yeah, I think it feels pretty fast. It doesn't feel cheap like maybe the Call of Duty like endless enemies respawning thing. So there's a neat mechanic where there's essentially in most areas, if you enter a new area, there's usually like two generals in the area, and if you can sneak up and kill the two generals, then you've essentially disabled the alarms. Maybe similar to Far Cry 4, where if you take out the alarms, you're going to have an easier time. So there's some neat mechanics like that I think worked pretty well. And I think overall it was well done. I think the actual full game is probably a better experience overall. But I think in terms of the barrier to entry, I would say this is definitely worth picking up if you're looking for a retro first-person shooter.
Okay, so you've been playing this on the PC, correct?
I have, yes.
Okay,
I have.
did you play? Did you play New Order on the PC too, or did you get that?
No, I played that on the PS4 because my PC couldn't even run the original Wolfenstein at that point in time.
Okay,
so,
see, the Spear of Destiny, it couldn't run the Spear of Destiny.
couldn't even run Spear of Destiny. So now that I have a new computer, it's able to handle it. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mazel Tov on the new computer, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah,
I understand that. I was looking on the Offlane Gaming Reddit, and you put all the specs up for it. So if anyone,
I did. Yeah,
if anyone wants to know about that, and also some more Reddit readers and contributors would be great to that to kind of get it off the ground a little bit. So
our Reddit presence is not strong yet. We're trying. But
well,
we use some help.
we're both over 30, so Reddit is
I don't really understand how Reddit even works.
I don't know. It just seems like an old school message board to me. But
doesn't
apparently,
it? But it just puts things in strange
But it's a lot more
stuff,
uptight, too. You can't just post whenever, or you can't post multiple things. It's kind of...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. So somebody who understands Reddit should probably get on there and contribute.
Yes, and tell us about what you think of Ben's computer build. Yadneb's computer build, pardon me.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's okay. Nobody's figured out my name's Ben yet.
No one. Absolutely no one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's been fun. What have you been playing? So we're living in the present.
Well, before we get into what I've been playing for the show, again, I want to bring to light that we have a YouTube channel, which you can get to pretty much by typing in offlanegaming.com. We don't have a website proper yet, so we have that offlanegaming.com address going straight to our YouTube channel. And we've been starting to put up more Let's Play videos. I got some console capturing equipment. So we've been doing some Far Cry 4 co-op multiplayer adventures together, which has been pretty fun. It's slightly glitchy, surprisingly. I figured a game
that adds to the fun for the most part.
It does for the most part, but
you played PT a little bit.
Then I played PT, which was like I said,
you can't even find anywhere anymore. There's no way to even access that.
Yeah, and I asked you if you had it, and you said no, and then I looked and I was like, oh, I was too lazy to delete this. Since everybody's talking about it, I should probably do a Let's Play with this. So I had a friend, my buddy Sausage Coma, come over. And we played together for about 15 minutes, and that's about all we could stand. It was just too
Isn't that
tense.
the most terrifying thing you've ever played?
It really is, and it was weird because I was playing it, and as I was playing it, I was like, oh, man, I can't take it. It's just so tense. And then I was like, maybe I should hand it over to my buddy to... Maybe Sausage Coma should run the controls, but then I was like, no, that's just going to make me feel worse because I'm such a control freak. If I give him control, I'm just going to make me even more scared because I don't feel like I'm in control of the situation. So, and it was weird because the playthrough was nothing like what I remembered playing through earlier, or the first time I tried to get through it.
There's an kind of a discomforting inconsistency to the gameplay.
Yes,
where even if you know what's going to happen, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, still no idea. So it was creepy.
It's pretty terrifying. I gave the controller to my wife for about 5 minutes to try that game.
Yeah.
And she just basically, I don't even know if she got to the first jump scare, but she just started walking down the hallway and she just goes, nope. And she kind of dropped the controller and said, I'm out. This isn't going to happen.
It's claustrophobic. It's terrifying. It's a wonderful just standalone thing. I don't really think that Konami's doing any sort of great service to anybody by just getting rid of it. Because I think it's just an interesting artifact, quite honestly.
Do you think the game would have been designed in a similar way, or were they going to do kind of a more traditional structure, do you think, for that game?
I imagine it probably would have ended up being more traditional structure, which I think would be a disadvantage unless someone was really willing to take a risk on something that was really different, in a big commercial sense, and I don't think the video game industry is really kind of there yet.
No, I think the demo itself was just such a really odd thing to come out. I hadn't seen anything like that, and now it's just going to be a piece of gaming history, and I think a pretty special thing. I don't know if we'll see anything like that again after how everything panned out. So.
I definitely don't feel like I've ever played any game that has freaked me out or still freaks me out as much as that has.
I hate hallways now.
It's just not. I hate those lighting fixtures, all that stuff. So I guess I should get into what I've been playing.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
What I've been playing presently is a wonderful game that came out about 2 years ago, I think, and it was just sort of an in-game browser game, but it has recently been sort of beefed up and released again on Steam. It's called Westerado. The Steam version is called Westerado Double Barreled. So they've added some things to it and made it a really, really interesting game, which is essentially sort of like your classic Western Old West tale of revenge. Someone comes and kills your family, and you're trying to find him.
Okay.
And the mechanic is the guy is walking in the world, but you don't know who he is yet. And you have to pick up clues through doing these quests. So you get a clue about, what color jacket he's wearing, what kind of tie he is, what kind of build he has. And
this is the guy that killed your family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just out walking around the world. So he's out there somewhere. You just don't know who he is. So kind of by participating in the game, by going on quests, by doing all these sorts of things, you find out bits of information, and eventually you can track him down and confront the killer and, have a showdown pretty much.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I'm
excited about that.
It's pretty fun, and it's done in, sort of the retro pixely style. It kind of has a sword and sorcery kind of look to it. But I think it's pretty nice looking retro stuff. It definitely takes me back a little bit looking at some of it.
This is a game that's produced by or developed by Adult Swim. Well, is it based on a property?
It's not based on a property. It's an original IP. But this is not like a TV show or a cartoon tie-in. This is by Adult Swim. It's published by Adult Swim Games. I believe the developer is, I think, Ostrich Farm Games, I think.
Okay.
I'll have to double check that, but it's really cool. Like I highly recommend it. And we're actually gonna go now to some gameplay.
Yeah, you convinced your wife to play with you.
Yes, which is always fun.
I believe you guys essentially role-played through this entire segment. Is that correct?
We did our best. There is no voice acting in this. There's a lot of text and stuff, so we kind of added our own voice acting to it.
Oh, boy.
And it's just fun talking, with my wife about video games because she thinks a lot of them are garbage, unless, of course, you're talking about, like, Halo or Call of Duty, which she loves those first place. Yeah, she's very specific. So these sort of like story, sort of narrative games, or like questing games, she's really not that into. She's into a little more multiplayer focus. So it was kind of fun to get her take on things. And I think if I can convince her, we're going to just see if we can continue to do Let's Play videos to add to our channels after this one, just to continue and see if we can beat the game together. Since I think that would be a fun experiment.
Well, let's check out Westerado, then.
All right, here's a bit of Westerado with Cheeks A-Flappin' and my wife, the Black Lady. Hey, everybody, Cheeks A-Flappin' here with my lovely wife, the Black Lady. Say hello, baby.
Hello, baby.
So clever. That's why I married you. We're playing some Westerado, double-barreled. Now, from what I gather, this is sort of like a Legend of Zelda meets Western thing. So I think we should get started. So what do you think? Should we try again? Do you want to try again? Do you want to see if you can get further? Do you want to see if you can find Santa Ana?
I would like to pass the controller over to you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Does that offend you when I ask you if you're sure?
Well, kind of, because it makes me feel like, as a woman, you don't think that I'm sure. Because of my breasts.
That's exactly what I was thinking. All right, well, I'll take the controller then.
As is the man's duty.
As is the man's duty. Okay, so I'm going to go for empty slot number 2. I will choose the hero. I'm going to skip the tutorial, but I'm not going to go Iron Man. I like to save my game, because I imagine I won't die I will die many times.
I did not know that there was another option.
No, there is. You turned it on. You wanted to play Iron Man.
Ah.
You were like, all or nothing. You even said, quote, I won't die. So I'm going to continue here. All right. The West is unforgiving.
Did I say, I'll never die?
Will you do this part?
Which part?
The text here. The prologue, so people know.
My brother, my mother, both met their end because of him. I don't know who he is, but I'll have my revenge. My revenge! All I have to go on are my brother's final words. Don't stick that in my butt. Actually, no.
It doesn't actually say.
Apparently he had a hat with an edged brim, and that's all that was seen.
Okay, here we go.
As far as last words go, those are pretty shitty.
Those are pretty shitty last words, I agree. All right, I'm going to walk directly out of the cabin.
What would your ideal last words be?
What would my ideal last words
I know
be?
I'm putting
what
you on the
would yours
spot.
be? Do you have one? It seems like you might have one.
Mine, I would like to be like, damn, they're nice! 'Cause that could work for a variety of situations.
That's true, that could work. Oh, see, I shot the bottle. Oh yeah, so you have to cock the trigger first and then shoot the gun. Okay. And you can only shoot left or right. There's no shooting up or down. You have to make sure
Right,
you're right.
because that's
No one shoots their guns up in the
Realism.
air, and then you have to use the left trigger to put your bullets back in your gun. Because no one in the Old West shot their guns in the air.
Right. I would also like to point out that the gun is the size of your torso.
Yeah. Well, it's, the gun's sort of a phallic symbol, if anything. All right, I'm gonna fast travel to town. Woo! Watch me go. Hey, yeah, hey. I think I'd better go to the saloon. This thing you walked by right here. Hey! Oh, look at the lovely ladies.
How did I miss this?
Look at this giant gun behind the counter. Wow, it's a giant gun. Okay, you do the voice.
Howdy,
acting.
hon. I'm Miss Tressabelle, or just Tress for short. So what's your story?
I have the option to continue or draw my gun. I'm gonna continue. I remain silent.
A man of mystery? Well, I tend to like a bit of hidden backstory, if you know what I mean. Where's the option to motorboat?
Well, let's see. We'll see.
See, the saloon owner here, he's more fun than a rodeo. but he's ever the bachelor, no ambition. That means he's gay. But you're different. I got a good feeling about you, hun. If you see me anywhere else, be sure to say hi.
How do I tell? Isn't she right there? Is she right there? And she's right over there.
This woman has the least amount of game of any prostitute that I've ever interacted with.
Well, let's see if I can get a little more action here.
I like the attention, hun, but find me at Rancher Bob's or at the Oil Tycoon's mansion.
Well, this lady gets around.
Otherwise, the clientele might notice, and before you know it, they'll think it's open season and I'm free game.
She's not free game.
She is ready to go.
She is. This gal's DTF. All right, let me talk to this gay bartender. Ah, a fresh face in town. Welcome to my fine establishment, sir. How can I help you? I am parched. I can easily remedy this. Any preferences, sir?
Women.
I can have a prairie dew or water. I'm gonna have
go for the prairie dew.
Prairie dew. I'll have a prairie dew. Ah, the prairie dew is what I'm known for. Just $5 for a taste of this thirst quencher.
And do you know what the prairie dew is?
No. What is it?
It's when the guy on the
No, it's not. That's a lie.
and then a gopher runs over it and leaves tracks everywhere that look like morning dew on the prairie. That's what in Montana.
Then here you go. Here's $5. All right, here we are, back in Clintville, back at it.
One of the things that I dislike about many video games is the wandering around forever. If you just tell me where to go so I can shoot people and finish my objective. Don't make me wander around talking to all these assholes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the sense of
no.
exploration. See, I kind of
I
like
don't
that
like
about
that.
some games.
I don't like that.
Oh, what's this guy doing?
You
Is he
gave me a
grave robber?
gun, let me use it.
Undertaker, good day. Here, drop off some boots. I'm a collector after all.
What does that mean?
So we'll ask him, what do you mean? Well, you wouldn't want to step in the grave without your boots on.
Okay, this guy's creepy. Back away.
I don't follow. Let's see, if you're going to be walking through the veil, they'd be useful, you see.
This guy is high as hell.
Not really. It's just a bit easier when the bucket needs kicking to have some footwear. What's your, what's your...
This guy sounds like
Let's
my
say
uncle.
folks
My
around
drunk
here
uncle on Thanksgiving.
don't tend to answer their final summons in peace. They go out with their boots on. Well, anyways, I gotta get back to it. Lots of boots to bury.
Well, that was very helpful, sir. Thank
It
you.
was.
Okay, this graveyard, by the way, is in terrible disrepair. There are open coffins. There are skeletons being picked over. There's a dog horse following you around. What is that?
Oh, it's a coyote.
It's a
It
coyote.
looks angry. There's some guys up here, though. What do these guys want? They're running away. Oh, shit. They're twirling their guns. These guys look like they might be big-time bad business. Should I talk to them?
No, they're hanging out in a graveyard. They're probably just goths.
Yeah, they're probably just cool. What's a little liver like you doing here? This is Sundance the Kid talking. I don't know, man. I'm just... Well, what do we have here? I know. That's enough. What? Oh, Okay.
Okay, turn around.
Okay. Run. I can outrun them. Woohoo! I got him! Yeah, suck it.
There's more money over there.
Okay, good. Well, I beat those guys. I killed Sundance the Kid. That's gotta count for something, right? Why is everybody trying to start shit with me? What's the deal with that? Well, I never did anything.
Well, you're
today.
wearing pink, for one thing.
It's not pink. That's like brown. So I've got a 5, a 10, an 8, a queen, and a 3. I guess should I check? I check. Probably a terrible idea. Let's see. I'll call 5. Guy's raising 5.
I'm not
I'll
sure there's
call
anything
15.
more tedious than playing a card game in a game.
Let's see here. I want to discard this one. Confirm. I want to discard this one. Oh, I only get to discard one. Let's see. I want to check. So I got a pair of 8s now. Let's see here. Oh, I lost.
Again, we are in a video game realm where nearly anything is possible. Yet we're playing cards. I don't want this to happen. If I'm gonna play a video game, give me some guns, let me shoot, let me race around on a rocket. I want to fight with ghosts.
Wait, we're getting a thing here. I'm interrupting you. We're getting a hint from this card player.
Okay.
See, it was worthwhile.
Okay,
We're getting some more
I
information.
stand corrected.
The card player says, "The man knows how to dress himself. His brown slacks and white shirt and tie perfectly complement his skinny figure."
Little creepy.
Thank you kindly. I hope it helps you along your way. All right, good. So we got some more information. Let's take a look at this. So he's skinny. He wears a white shirt and tie, and he's got brown slacks. So we can see our little wanted picture is
Okay,
changing here.
Again, we can assume that this fellow will change clothes at some point.
No.
So none of this
This
information
is
will help
before
us.
laundry. This is well before laundry.
When people only owned one set of clothes that was permanently affixed
Yes.
to their bodies, so
And
they
people
could
were
not
made out
change
of
it.
rectangles and blocks. Yeah.
How about some facial features, eye color, any identifying scars?
No. So we gotta look for brown pants everywhere.
No, the man had a face
the guys
and he
around
wore
here.
brown once.
No,
Good luck.
Good luck with that. I'm thinking we're gonna call this good for now. Go to the main menu. So what do you think?
I think that it is a lot of work.
It is. What would you rather be doing?
Almost anything.
All right. So Westerado is not the game for the Black Lady. However, I think I will play it a little bit more and see if I can convince her to join me. So look for episode 2 of us playing Westerado, double-barreled, on offlanegaming.com. Maybe.
So, Cheeks, it's time for us to explore the future. And living in the present, one of the things that's incredibly popular are these games where you build stuff. Like Minecraft, I think, is the #1 YouTube game that's out there right now. But I'm anticipating, here's my bold prediction.
Okay.
I'm anticipating that people are already done. I don't think we're going to see a single game that involves building other than Minecraft. So Minecraft will be there. But even that's going to die out in the future. We're not going to see anybody else trying this building stuff. I don't think that's going to be a thing that people want to do. I don't think that's part of the future. People don't like procedural content. People don't like to build things and modify things. It's just not going to happen.
Listen, Yadneb.
Okay.
You got to stop living in the past, man. The future's all about creating content, making stuff, putting together cool things, getting it out there, sharing it with people. That's
okay,
why.
So you're saying we're going to see more of this?
We're going to see more of that, and we're seeing more of it right now. We're looking at a game today. This is all about building stuff. In particular, siege machines. You know what siege machines are?
They're machines that siege.
Yes. That hold a town under siege. Long, long ago. Things like catapults, trebuchets, ballistas, all sorts of those big wooden, irony kind of things that would
But Cheeks,
scare
when I
people.
was growing up, we would just build that stuff on our backyards. What's changed?
Well, first of all, the feudal system went out completely. So that's gone right now. We're living in a capitalist society. And we have lots of technology. And with this technology, we've been able to render simulations of physics in computers. And so, one of the pleasures of rendering physics in computers is making games based off of those physics. And one of those games is this game right here, Besiege, where you build siege machines. And then you experiment with all the delightful laws of physics that can either make your machine a whopping success or a terrible failure.
Well, I'm cranky about this still, but it does sound like there's an element of destruction involved in this game as well. Is that true?
Yes, and I know that since you're an old school sort of feudal guy, you'll be really into the destruction aspect of this.
All right. Well, I'm willing to give it a shot. I think I'm into catapults and siege weaponry and that kind of thing. I'm not into building stuff, but I'm into destruction. I think 2 out of 3 is not too bad. We can give it a shot and see what happens.
Well, you're lucky that you have a creative type like me on this podcast to help you out. All right?
Okay.
So let's go take a look at Besiege. I think it might be over this way.
I think you went the wrong way.
I might have. Yadneb.
Cheeks.
Let's talk about how I'm going to make this blue and sort of dark blue grayish cube destroy this windmill.
Yeah, help me out, because I've played a little bit of this game, and I'm mostly understanding it, but there's still some abstract things that I'm not quite getting.
Well, the abstract things would be probably principles of engineering, and I don't believe either of us have an engineering degree.
I do not. So
I don't
That's probably
either.
what I need help with. But maybe you can at least help me with what you figured out, because you've played more of this than I have. So
A little bit more.
Okay. Well, show me what you're going to do. So we've got this windmill. And
Okay, well, we should tell people what this is first.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and
What is
gentlemen,
this?
this is the future of gaming. This is Besiege. Now, this is our future game for this episode because it is currently in early access still. And it looks like there's more to come. But currently it's a work in progress, but it's a pretty fun work in progress. And I feel like this should be included.
It's almost like a puzzle. Would you say it's a puzzle game?
Kind of. I think it's kind of in the vein of sort of your Minecrafts, you know, honestly, building your own experience, making your own fun. Grown-up Legos that are going to make everybody smarter. So that sort of thing.
It's an edutainment game.
Exactly. Edutainment. That's very, very well put. I like that. So the mission here is we obviously need to destroy this windmill. I've got this block, and down here I've got some different things I can use to attach to the block to destroy it. So, for instance, I've got my basic building blocks here, and then I've got some more advanced blocks here, wooden panels, hinges, swivel joints, ball joints, half pipes, grip pads for high friction, mechanical elements like wheels and cogs, weaponry like spike balls, flamethrowers, flaming balls, boulders, all sorts of stuff. And some special flight
budget,
stuff
do
too.
Do we care about the budget for this?
Not really, no.
So you get more points or something if you do less items?
There's probably something like that, but we don't really care about that. What we care about is creating the greatest machine that will destroy this windmill as is possible.
What I thought. Okay.
So put our heads together.
What's our general idea? Are we thinking? I would think the element or the method of destruction is kind of the good starting point with
Yes.
this. Is that good?
Yes. How are we going to kill this windmill? It looks like it's up on high a little bit. So we might need to make this thing sort of tall.
Well, should we choose our weapon first?
Well, I think we should build a rig for it. I don't know. What do you think? Rig or weapon?
I'd like to know I'd like to know what our end goal is. So if our end goal is to get a flamethrower close enough, I want to know that versus if it's a bomb or a drill. I want to know what we're going to destroy the windmill.
Okay, well, let's look through our weaponry here. Let's see. We've got a spike ball, whatever that is. We've got a metal blade, sort of a big chopping thing. We've got a circular saw, so we can saw it down.
Okay.
We've got a drill, so we could drill into it. We've got a metal spike, so we could spike it. We've got a cannon that we could shoot one cannonball.
Okay.
It also shoots if heated, so we could heat it with a flamethrower to shoot a cannonball, I guess, if we wanted to get Rube Goldberg on us here. We've got a small torch. I guess that's just for decoration, maybe. Or you could put it under the cannon, maybe. We've got a bomb. We've got a holder, so we can hold it close to us and tell it that everything will be okay. Then I assume backstab it with a spike.
You would think something would happen after that, yeah.
Yes, and then flaming ball, which I guess would just how we're going to get the flaming ball over there. A boulder, and then this plow. So what are you thinking? What would be? How do you want to kill this windmill? Let's pretend this windmill has done something to wrong you. Yeah,
so
this windmill has taken your spot on the We Like Dota podcast.
So we're wanting to actually cause it pain.
Yes,
is what you're saying.
Yes. Well, if because he's taken your spot on the podcast.
Oh, I personally have been offended.
He's libeled and slandered you.
Oh my!
He's continues to talk mad trash about you. So how do you want to kill this thing?
Should we use a blade? Does that seem
a blade? Okay, yeah. Okay,
it seems efficient but painful at the same time.
Okay, so do you want to do a circular saw blade or more of a metal blade for hacking, or do you want spikes?
Oh, let's go with the spikes.
The spikes. Okay, all right. So we need to get spikes
kind of channel
into
our
it.
Mortal Kombat a little bit.
Exactly. So we need to get spikes into it. So let's start with blocks. Now, what are you thinking here? Should we build sort of a... Let's see, this is your wooden block. You've got a small wooden block and a regular wooden block. Should we build out this way?
Well, we need to get from point A to point B, right?
Yes. So we're going to have to get there with the spikes. So do you think we should...
What are our options? We can kind of wheel over, I suppose, right? What are our transportation options?
A terrible idea. Let's see, we can wheel over. We could fly over. Or we could somehow use cannons as rocket power. So we could launch ourselves at it.
If we fly over, are you and I efficient enough at this game to make that happen in less than an hour and a half?
Hopefully. Let's see if we can... Let's start
let's give it a shot.
Right now. Like I said, we don't have engineering degrees. So we're by no means pros. So I'm going to build something that I feel the Wright brothers perhaps would have put together for one of their...
this is at least my first Besiege flying expedition.
Okay, so I'm building something that looks sort of like a flight machine. We've got some
a flight machine.
A flight machine, yes.
Yeah.
So let's look. So here's something like an airplane. Maybe not necessarily an airplane. I think flight machine is better.
If I was to describe it for the people who are listening to the show, I would call it a flight machine.
It's a flight machine. It looks like a stick man, sort of. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really does look like a stick figure, like a stick faceless void, maybe.
Oh, there we go.
It's
Yeah, stick pantsless void.
So for people who have played Dota, that's kind of what it looks like.
Okay, so we've got some options here. We've got an aerodynamic propeller, which I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I've never had a good time with these. We've got this
Can we
this
balloon
Leonardo
thing
da
over?
Vinci, huh?
Can we
balloons!
over
Yes,
there?
that's true, and it's
Yeah,
got adjustable
let's try that.
buoyancy. All right, so
I
we'll
like that.
we'll go balloons. So we'll put one here. We'll put
These
it.
look like industrial strength balloons.
Yes.
For those who are again listening instead of watching the podcast, which you should be watching, but that's okay.
Now, how am I supposed to adjust the buoyancy?
Isn't that the question?
Isn't that really is? So let's say that we have the balloons like this. Maybe should I
we
do
have
some
balloons
balloons on the
floating in the
end
air.
too? Maybe just to. We probably need a fair
I
amount
don't
of
think we
balloons
can,
if this
as
is.
long as we can control the buoyancy, I think we're fine with as many balloons as we want. I think we're going to need something to propel forwards.
Well, we've got this sort of Da Vinci looking machine flying block, and you just press O to
Okay.
fly. So I'm wondering if we put that on the tail end here, if we can propel it forward.
We might as well try it once. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so here we go. So it's what is it?
We don't have a metal spike yet.
We
forget the
don't.
metal
Well,
spike.
do we want to figure out how to get there first before we add the spikes, or should we add the spikes?
I want to make sure that we might be able to get it on our first try.
Okay,
let's trust our engineering.
Okay,
and
so
let's
there's
try it.
one
Let's try it.
spike. How
That's all we
many
need.
times do you want to spike
you're
this
gonna
thing?
do- Well, they did me a wrong. Let's do all 5.
Yeah,
That's great.
5 spikes. That's what you get.
Okay.
That is what you get. All
Last
right.
time you kicked me off the podcast. All right.
That's right. Okay,
Should
should
we
we give
try
this? Yeah, let's hold it. I feel like
I
we
think
might need a
so.
little more propulsion, so I'm going to add a couple more flying blocks here. There we go.
They're
all right.
Yeah, this seems like a device.
A
that
dirigible
could
of
do
death.
damage, or it could crash on its way to do damage. But We'll give it
Exactly.
a shot.
So are you
See
ready?
what happens.
Okay, here we go. I'm
I'm
going to
ready.
try and make this happen.
So we're gonna launch our first.
Away! Oops.
It basically just plopped to the ground.
And we're going in the
Now,
opposite direction. So that's...
We put the flying machines on the wrong ends.
Oh, we're
Why
going
isn't
in
it the air?
circles.
We need to change some buoyancy, I think, right?
I think so. I don't know how we adjust the buoyancy. Oh, wait, no, I've got it. Okay, here. I think I can fix this. So we obviously need to go back to the drawing board. We take off these guys.
Yeah, take off all the flying machines. So what happened is we went the wrong direction and
Yes.
we skated on ground versus flying. So
Completely.
this is not the most efficient. Okay.
So what do you think about that? And then we'll put a couple of these here to pull us forward.
Let's try it.
Oops, is
Okay,
that
so
going
we placed one on top, so we should basically shoot up in the air and shoot forward at the same time.
Yes.
Okay,
Hopefully.
so this is test number 2.
Round
on
2.
Besieged, to see if we can get that windmill who's
Yeah,
wronged me.
Who is taking your spot on the We Like Dota podcast. All right, here we go. Cross
Don't talk
promotion.
much.
Synergies. All right, here we go.
Cross promotions, exactly.
Here we go.
Go ahead, launch it.
Away!
This is.
I felt like we almost had lift.
We
I
did.
felt
we didn't
like
get the
lift.
that we wanted.
Yeah, it was still a little
How
heavy
do
though.
we switch the Is the buoyancy thing not a?
I don't know.
mechanic in the
Let's
game
see
yet?
if can I right click this adjustable
Click on
buoyancy. What do I do to adjust?
you
Adjust.
click on it,
Let's
does
see.
it do
Hold on. Is
something?
there tools here?
It's not going well, is it?
One way
Folks,
we can
right
adjust the
now-
buoyancy is more balloons. Right? That's one way of doing
Seem
it.
like the balloons didn't seem like they were doing anything.
Except just sort of sitting there. All right. What if we
Yeah,
put more?
let's-
We'll put more flying stuff on
let's
top.
do the more flying machines. Let's
Okay.
try that.
So we'll really.
So we now we've covered a machine with flying machines that should shoot us up into the air,
Yes.
and then just a couple that should shoot us forward.
and pull us forward.
This thing, for those who are listening, this thing looks like a total death trap. If this was coming towards you, you would be afraid
You'd be very afraid.
until you see it in motion, because it's probably going to crash again. But let's
That's
try.
true.
So
All
this
right,
is
here we go.
test
Here we go.
number 3.
Test 3. We're gonna get this thing. Here we go.
And
Okay, and
we
lift
plop to
off.
the ground and lift. Oh, we're
Oh
in the air.
yeah!
Oh,
Well, we conquered it, but we didn't hit it with the right end.
So what happened is it did a flip forward.
Yes.
It actually flipped forward. It didn't lift up into the air ever. It
Yes.
just flipped.
And we kind of...
And we didn't hit it with the spikes, which was the
No,
goal.
that was sort of the whole
Do we
point.
want to call that success?
I don't
guess-
think that's
I mean, that was-
success, because you want to shank this thing, right?
I did.
You
but
wanna
I
kill
didn't
it.
want this to be an hour and a half long segment.
Okay.
Either. Let's try to adjust. Let's make one more adjustment
Let's see. Okay, let's try again.
and see if we can get it.
Ow.
I
Okay,
wish we knew how
so...
to adjust the
Oh, there's a ballast. We could use this ballast here,
Okay.
because we can put this in the back. We can adjust the weight somehow. I don't know how.
So do we want more
Or we could just put...
weight on the back?
Yes, that'll help keep it even, right?
That should
Because
help
we've got a
with
lot of...
flipping, I would think, right?
We've got a lot of weight on the front, so we'll put
That's a
6
lot
on
of
the
weight.
back.
That's a lot of weights.
But we've got
I don't
5
know. That might
spikes
be
on the
overdoing it.
back.
Okay. Well,
So-
let's try it.
I
This
could
is
also...
our final
Okay,
attempt. So
Okay,
make
here
sure
we
you got it
go.
right.
we're going to shank this windmill so good. All right, here we go. And lift
Okay,
off.
here we go.
Oh,
It's in the air.
we just popped... Oh, 2 of the
We
balloons.
had too
Okay.
much weight. I was right on the weight.
Okay, all right. Well, that's easily remedied. We'll take off a couple of these guys. Or most of them, apparently.
So let's leave
Oops.
like 2 or 3.
I
You've deleted part of our
yeah,
our structure.
that's okay. That's easily fixed. Maybe.
So here's
Depending
the
on who
problem
you-
with this
who you
game.
talk.
It seems like our machine is now at the point where it's taken enough, and it doesn't actually maintain damage, but we've damaged it enough that it seems less effective than it was when we
Well,
started.
no. I think the ballast. I think we just
think
have
you're
to.
good?
We'll cut the
All right.
ballast in half because that was really bottom heavy. And
All
it
right.
actually popped some of our balloons. So
All right, let's try it.
I think the dirigible
see.
of death is still viable. Here we go. Okay.
This is looking impressive. If you could steer it,
oh.
you can't steer it. Oh no. Oh.
Oh!
Yeah, this was, that
Oh,
was
I got the
that
chicken.
was a driver error, really. So what happened was the spikes and the balloons kind of worked against each other because the spikes popped the balloons.
Yeah. So let's see. We need to replace these balloons on the front. Maybe if we take those off.
Do we?
I
don't
hold
know
on.
if that's gonna solve our problem.
Hold on. Let's do one
think
more.
flying
Let me
machines
try
are
one more
challenging.
thing here and see if it's.
I
see
think
if,
it's just you didn't steer very well.
okay. Well.
Let's try one last
Dun,
attempt.
dun, dun, dun,
Oh, you
dun,
got it,
dun,
you got it.
dun. Oh, so we still have
Oh.
too much weight, but we did crush that chicken real good. All right. So we just have
Yeah,
to
but
take.
now the weight.
It's
the
still
front
too much
is-
weight.
Is the front's flipping up though, not the back.
No, the back is falling down though, which is causing the front to flip.
Because
up.
it. Well, yeah, but you don't want more back. You don't want more weight. Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm
You're
just
taking
taking
it
off.
the
I'm
back.
gonna
Okay.
just one ballast
That's
on
what
the
I wanted
back
to do.
now, and we'll
That's
see if
fine.
this
Yep,
does
let's
it.
try
Here
that.
we go. This is gonna be it. We're gonna stab the heck
got
out of
it?
this windmill. Yes.
Stab that windmill.
Okay. Here we
So
go.
we're trying attempt number 6 or 7 at this point.
Now,
need
no,
two.
we're
We
still.
need two. Well, we
yeah,
got
we're
it.
2. Okay, so we're
I
so
think we need
close.
2 on the back.
We're really close. Let's try that again.
So this Besiege is really a game of trial and error
Oh yeah, very much so.
and engineering, really. Right?
Yes.
This is
Hey,
a lot
and
of
you know
it's
what? Here,
engineering.
I'll just maybe instead of these ballasts,
like
maybe we
those.
should put
I think
spikes
the
on the
2 is gonna do
back.
it.
So if we flip over again,
I-
we can still stab it.
Well, maybe let's maybe we should put some spikes on the ballast. Is
Well,
that
let's
what you're
try.
saying?
Well, let's try 2.
Case.
We'll try this
I think
first.
2's gonna do it. I think this is gonna
This
be.
is our. I think this is the sweet spot. Here we go.
Yep. So
Prepare
we're
to
lifting.
shank
Maybe we
this
might lift.
windmill.
We're just getting better camera angle. Oh.
Oh, not
We are-
quite.
So here's the good news: we've destroyed the windmill now twice in a row.
Yeah. No.
Stab it.
Okay. No, I've got this.
Are you
We're gonna
stabbing?
stab this windmill. I know how we're gonna do it. Okay.
Okay.
Take the ballasts off the back. So we'll go X and X and replace them with cannons.
The spikes.
So we get up in the air, then we shoot the
You're gonna
cannon.
shoot the cannons.
Yes.
The cannons need to face the right direction.
Yes, that they do. How do I do that? How do I rotate?
I don't know. We probably should have practiced this game more. Before
I know,
we
I
decided
really
to be a
should have.
segment.
Let's see, what's rotate? Rotate the cannon. R? Oh, hey, there we go. It says easy. Oops. R. There we go. Okay, so there's one,
All right.
and I'm going to presume that these cannons weigh the same as the ballast. So once we get in the air,
And you're also presuming that they're going to provide thrusts.
yes,
And
I
you
think
picked
they will.
Weaponized cannons.
I think they will. I think we will have thrust once we're in the air.
Okay.
So I get us in the air, hit the cannons, it shoots us forward, spiking the windmill. All right, here we go.
This all sounds like, in theory, this should be great.
We're going to get this windmill for having wronged you. So here we go. All right. Lift off. Oh.
Shoot the cannon.
Oh, wait.
Didn't.
No, the back is still too heavy.
I think you're going to need more weights to keep the ballasts.
Keep the Oh, wait, no, here we go.
Oh.
Yeah! We got it.
That windmill.
and we got the chicken too.
We got the chicken.
See,
also.
with the cannon.
That was a successful besieged attempt.
So apparently those balloons on the front were too much.
I think so. We didn't need those.
So
that's Besiege. So it's a game of trial and error, and
it certainly
game
is
of revenge.
Game of revenge. Sweet revenge. Okay, this is it. We're gonna go out on this one. We're really gonna get it this time. Here we go.
All right.
And
here we go.
Up.
Oh, you got this.
Oops.
No.
No, we don't. Okay.
We don't have a steering us, but I think that's good. I think people who have listened to us have gotten a good idea of what's going on. So essentially, you take a bunch of bits and pieces together, you put them together, and you attack windmills.
Yes.
That seems to be the game, right?
Yep. So,
okay.
Besiege, it's really inexpensive, and it's quite fun.
And early access. So this is the future.
Yes, so this is the future, and there's more to come. I think there's a ton more stages and stuff, and it gets a little more complex than just this. But anyway, Besiege.
Besieged.
It's Besiege.
There's no D on the
end.
end.
There's no D. There's no past tense. Yo, brah. Hey. You know what I remember about the past?
What do you remember about the past?
I remember a brief flirtation I had with skateboarding.
Skateboarding? Did you do skateboarding?
I don't know what you call what I did doing skateboarding, but what I'd do is I'd take it and I'd kind of stand on it, get a little bit nervous it was going to slip out under my feet, so I'd take it over to grass, and I'd put it on grass, and then I'd practice, putting my weight on my back foot and then sort of shifting the direction. So I could imagine that whenever I worked up the nerve to actually, push the skateboard along, I'd be able to steer it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought some stickers. I had a cool Santa Cruz skateboard fanny pack.
Okay.
And I think I had an old Veriflex skateboard that I got from someone secondhand. But my flirtation never really went beyond standing on the lawn and putting stickers on my skateboard. Stickers like the sweet Screaming Hand sticker.
Yeah, I like the Screaming Hand. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think my flirtation with skateboarding was even less kind of full-blown than yours was. I actually stepped into a department store.
Mm-hmm.
I stepped onto a skateboard, fell on my ass, and decided I didn't want to do that anymore. So, but what I do enjoy is virtual skateboarding.
Virtual skateboarding?
Yeah, like a skateboarding video game, like the Tony Hawk series. Did you ever play Tony Hawk?
Did I ever play Tony Hawk? Man, I discovered Pro Skater 1 when I was in college, and it almost ruined my college experience.
Yeah.
Because
those were addictive games.
I was on it, man. It's that score chasing, constant score chasing, all the different levels. And then when you'd get sort of like, did they have a split screen? I can't remember. Am I remembering this right? Did they have split
there
screen?
There was multiplayer. Yeah, there was split screen in some of the games, and then there was also like a score attack mode. And I had a friend in college, so this also almost ruined my college experience. I had a friend in college, and we would just for hours, at least once a week, probably a 3 or 4 hour just Tony Hawk marathon where we were just trying to outdo each other on the scores on the different maps and everything. And this friend, he even started building special maps for us to play on, and it got really competitive. It got very, very competitive, and we did some pretty crazy score chases on that. And it was good times though. It was just really good conversation, hanging out, skateboarding in a living room with a video game controller.
Yeah, safely. Except when it tears your relationships apart. Like, I totally agree. I had a friend who I got very, very competitive in Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I think 2 with. Oh man, we hated each other so much. I'd like go over to his place, and then we'd play that for a while, and we'd go back and forth between being in the lead, and then we'd come up with a stupid idea to play FIFA or Madden instead, which just made us even more angry at each other. And yeah, it's kind of bad for the relationship. We don't really talk anymore. But
yeah, that's not good for the relationship.
It's not good for the relationship.
Doesn't sound like a pleasant thing. What do you think made those games? Because especially, I would say the first two for sure, maybe the first three were just really special games. What do you think made those games so successful and so special?
Well, I really liked the 3D environment was super cool. And then the control scheme, it felt like it wasn't super convoluted. Like when you got on to later games like Skate, the series got a lot more sort of like realistic, which...
Remember they started changing? Everything had to be done with the analog stick.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, we've got these analog sticks. This is going to make it so much better. And I just thought, this is just not as fun. It's not as arcadey. It doesn't have... I mean, yeah, it feels more like maybe you're using a skateboard, I guess, but it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like you had the control over it.
Totally. And it just, I don't know. It's like it felt more accessible immediately. And then, but there was a certain amount of depth to where you could really kind of get like a ton of combos going and stuff. And that was my favorite thing, was just score chasing. That was all it was. I was just
I loved
after
it,
high scores. I think I can't remember what my scores are. I think I got a couple million though.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember the numbers got really high. And I remember when we got so good at the game, me and this one friend in particular, got so good at the game that if somebody, finally would wipe out, it was just crazy.
It was like
you would scream and yell, whoa!
Oh!
Yeah, oh no, I can't believe I missed that. Or because you could chain together those combos forever and ever, and it was just so fun. And then the games kind of got different. Did you play any of the games later on in the series?
Not really. I think I can't remember the last Tony Hawk I played. It was a long time ago, long before I got back into consoles, I think. Because I had my gaming history was like PC, long time of no computer or console gaming a little bit in college, then console gaming starting with the Xbox 360. So I think I kind of missed, or I just wasn't interested, or I thought maybe too much had changed, or I don't know.
And it started to get really storyline based, and it was just and again, some of the control scheme things changed, and it just got kind of out there a little bit.
Yeah.
And they even at one point in time had a game where they had a physical skateboard. This is back like when Rock Band and everything was really popular. So they had like a physical skateboard that you could use.
That seems like a terrible idea. Did you play that one?
Doesn't it? I played it enough to realize it wasn't my thing.
Do you still have one? Can we get a copy of one? We should probably do a Let's Play of that.
I don't know. I'll have to see if I still have it. We might have gotten rid of it.
See if you still got your moves.
Yeah, I'll see if we still have that. That would be pretty classic. But I'm not sure if we do. I'll have to check. But I love the original games. What do you know about the game that's going to be coming out?
Very little, other than that I think they're calling it just straight up Tony Hawk 5. I mean, all I can do...
Throwback? Is that...
I have no idea. I know they did the remaster, which a lot of people were like, on. And that made me wonder, well, has the game not aged well? Or was it just a serious bungle on Activision's part trying to do a remaster of this game?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, it's been years and years. So, I mean, what I hope for a new Tony Hawk game would be that same sort of arcadey, feel, and that whole score chasing thing, and then just fun level design, and hopefully it not taking itself too seriously. I mean, I know Skate is still a fairly popular game for some reason. Is it?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it has a cult following. I think if you look it up on the internet, you can still find lots of people streaming it and stuff. And I think that's just because it was so simulation based. So it would be fun to have something again that was arcadey. Like, I've actually really enjoyed Ollie Ollie. Those games have been very, very arcadey, but not the same thing. It's that's more of like your 2D sort of like almost like an endless runner type thing, only not so a ending runner, if you will. But I've enjoyed those, but it's it's still not the same as the old Tony Hawk games. But I mean, I don't really know. I can't even imagine what Tony Hawk's going to look like in 2016 potentially.
I have no idea. I'm not even sure. Do I want another Tony Hawk game? I'm not sure. I've got great memories of the old ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I interested in that anymore? I'm not sure.
I mean, it could be fun. I mean, I think online stuff could potentially be a really cool thing, like some sort of session. But I mean, they'd have to figure out enough bells and whistles. And I'm imagining what we'll probably see is it'll probably have, like your profile, and then it's almost like Call of Duty where you like unlock boards at certain levels, and maybe you can have some sort of almost prestige thing. I don't know, something like that. This sort of unlockable progression thing, which is so hot, and it's coming from Activision, so I'm sure there'll probably be something of that because it's the House of Call of Duty or whatever.
Yeah, I think
that would be my
game
guess.
The game that gives me hope in this coming back is Sunset Overdrive. Actually.
Oh yeah.
It was the closest thing I think I played to a classic Tony Hawk game, as odd as that sounds. But it had kind of a combo system. It had the mobility aspect that Tony Hawk had, and I just wonder, can they capture the magic again? Because it looks like another developer got pretty close to kind of capturing some of that feel.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. Yeah, I totally know what you mean. Yeah, Sunset was fun. It's like a mix of, I always thought it was like Tony Hawk and Crackdown, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of the mixture, which I thought was good. We should do that. We have this YouTube channel.
Yeah,
and I think maybe we should do the multiplayer Let's Play of that, since we got the technology now. So that would
we have the technology.
That would be fun, and we can see whose combos are the best.
Oh, I think,
but it's not exactly the same thing. It's not exactly. the same. Yeah.
It's not. There's the combat element, but it has a neat feel and maybe a similar spirit or attitude that the Tony Hawk games had. I think.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they bring that back. Again, really fond memories of the past games.
Yeah.
And just I'd be into kind of not a remaster, but a reboot of the series into its roots again, if you will. So.
Yeah. Totally.
With some modern gameplay design as well. So great.
So Yadneb, what's coming up here in the next couple weeks between episode 3 and 4? Are we going to do some more Let's Plays of some stuff? I know The Witcher 3 is coming out. You have a copy of that ordered, right?
I have a copy of that I could already be pre-installing, but haven't started yet. But yeah, we can maybe do some of The Witcher. We've been kind of having a series of Far Cry 4 that we've been doing.
And we still need to finish that Hearthstone arena run that I did too. We still haven't finished that. Ever since Brian came in and made me lose.
He was just killed the momentum on that.
It
but I think
really
we'll do a
did.
Hearthstone arena run for you, probably one for me as well. I've got some gold saved up to do that, and then your Westerado thing. So I think there should be a lot of supplemental content.
Lots
and then we'll work on getting an episode 4 together for everybody, because it seems like people are watching this. So.
If you work a mind-numbingly boring, crushing desk job at which you have access to the internet and YouTube, we hope to be your bastion of entertainment.
There we go. Yeah.
Maybe even edutainment.
Perhaps. Yeah, I think there's some educational value here.
Maybe. We talk about some heady stuff sometimes.
I think, I don't know. But this, again, as a reminder, if you're listening to this, we think you would have more fun if you enjoyed this on the video format on YouTube.
I was just thinking,
you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. You're allowed to just listen.
It's true. I was just thinking a lot of the audio listeners are going to have no idea about all the hilarious visual gags we're doing, like our whole intro to the show. No one's going to, they're going to be like, what are they talking about a box? Yeah.
Maybe we should add a narration aspect to that or something.
A quiet whisper track over it.
Yeah.
Now what is happening is Cheeks is inside Yadneb's box.
Exactly.
And Yadneb seems irritated, agitated, would like Cheeks to leave. Cheeks seems hesitant to leave, as though something were on his mind. Something like that.
I think that would be good.
That would be good. Okay.
So great. if you want to do that in post, that's great. That's up to you.
All right. Yeah. Then where can we find you on the internets?
I am at Offlane Yadneb on Twitter, as well as on most of the gaming networks, so on the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. And then you can also find myself, as well as you, on the We Like Dota podcast, as well as offlanegaming.com for the Offlane Gaming podcast.
Yeah. You can find me at Cheeks of Flappin' on Twitter. You can follow me. I post stuff sometimes. On Instagram, which I post rarely on, as Cheeks of Flappin'. On Xbox Live, Cheeks of Flappin'. On PS4 or PSN as Cheeks, CCHHEEEEKKSS. And, of course, you can find offlanegaming.com. It's our YouTube channel. And we also have a twitch.tv/offlanegaming, which I think we're going to try and do streaming while I'm recording video stuff for Let's Play stuff, right? Is that kind of the plan? Just stream that? Maybe. We'll see.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
That's the hope. At least in a poor quality.
Yes, exactly. So you can come and comment on all the awesome things, and Yadneb will probably be talking to you because I just can't be distracted while I'm playing games.
So there's more important things happening.
Tunnel vision. All right. Hey, we'll see everybody next time on Offload. Travis,
I'm going to say that we're going to see everybody next time on Offlane Gaming.
Episode
4.
4. There we go.